All right, what's up, YouTube? Back with another video. If you're new here, my name is Zach Sedano. I'm a seven-figure Amazon seller as well as Amazon FBA coach, and I've been selling since 2021. I did over $200,000 in profit my first year selling on Amazon, and it's 2025, and a bunch of stuff has changed. And I just want to do a super quick, super raw video of why online arbitrage still works compared to like some other Amazon business models. And then just like five things that I wish people just like made more videos, like raw videos about in 2025. Long story short, Amazon still works, still one of the best beginner business models to start, in my opinion. But let's just jump right into it. So if you're on any of these platforms, you see a lot of these gurus talk about private label, starting your own brand, ordering stuff from China. Very, very hard. I recommend doing online arbitrage because off the bat, all you're doing is just reselling brand name products that already have demand. We're selling things like Legos, Puma, DeWalt tools, all big name brand items that don't need any advertising. If you were to start your own private label brand from China, you need to know how to do advertising. You need to know how to reach out to Chinese suppliers. You need to know how to deal with like logistics. It's way harder, and you need to have a ton of upfront capital. You can't start with $500 or $1,000 like you could start online arbitrage. You need minimum 5 to 15K to get started with private label commerce, and you don't know about the supply chain. You don't know about marketing. Starting your own private label product is extremely hard. So think it's much easier to buy something and resell it over and over than spending time on designing a product, then launching the product just to be undercut by a bunch of other people. So again, when you're doing OA, you're dealing with products that are already popular. We're not guessing. We're using tools like SellerAmp and Keepa, which are literally the only two product research tools that you need to run your Amazon business. Keepa shows all the data on the product, which shows you if it's profitable, how many other people are selling it, what the sales rank is. So you're not guessing if a product is going to be profitable or not, like you are with private label. You don't have to deal with any advertising like private label. Overall, there's a lot less guessing with OA compared to private label. OA, all you have to do is just look at data for the most part. And OA is a lot easier to scale than private label. OA, once you learn how to source, it's basically just teaching a virtual assistant the types of items you like to source and just reinvesting capital back into the business. With private label, it gets a little bit more tricky because if you want to scale, you need to make bigger purchase orders. You need to go bigger on marketing. You need to go bigger on your warehouses. Overall, it's a lot more cash intensive trying to grow your own brand than it is just reselling brands. So I always recommend people to start with OA because it's the best beginner business model, and it lets you stack your money to reinvest it into like other business models if you want to. So again, like, you're not guessing with OA. You're just using SellerAmp and Keepa to find name brand products with existing demand, reviews, and a good rank. You don't have to gamble on some random private label product and like hope it does well. You really just need to focus on learning Keepa and SellerAmp, which I'm telling you, you can learn in 2 to 3 weeks. It's way easier than it seems. You just need to watch my YouTube videos or just ask me questions on Instagram. Just like keep in the back of your head, all you have to do is buy a discounted Lego set on Walmart for $30, resell it on Amazon, and already that's just a lot easier. Again, way lower startup costs. You could start OA with $300 to $1,000 compared to private label. I'm going to say you need minimum $5,000 to start with private label. And with OA, you could start very small. You could start with buying just 5 products from either Walmart, Target, or Kohl's, send them into Amazon, wait for them to sell, and just reinvest your profits and go from there. It's much easier to reinvest profits and like grow your business a little bit quicker with OA compared to like private label. In my opinion, OA is just like the best business model to learn how to like really like source, manage cash flow, and just like learn Amazon with super, super low risk. And probably the best part is with online arbitrage, you don't need to spend any money on ads. You don't need a logo. You don't need a website. You don't need good content. The brand is already built for you. All you need to do is focus on getting that item for as cheap as possible and just resell it back onto Amazon. So a few things that have changed with ungating over the last couple of years, which is still not a problem, but a lot of people just have like the mental barrier of ungating as a problem. So first off, now Amazon used to only require 10 units to get ungated. Now some brands are requiring 100, even 400 units to get. But this really isn't a problem because there's plenty of brands on Amazon that you could either get ungated in, or you could get ungated with 10 units. So in the link in the description, there's going to be a list of like 200 brands that you could get auto ungated and you could start selling literally today. So like there's no excuse. There's tons of brands that I sell that are gated, but there's tons of brands I sell that are not gated and you could get auto ungated. So that's definitely like kind of a myth. Number two, this is something that Amazon has stated that they don't take retail receipts, but they do. If you just judging off my students, and if you look at other YouTube videos of other people talking about like their experience, retail receipts do work. In-store receipts really don't work, but if you download your order confirmation as a PDF from websites like Target or Walmart or VitaCost and upload those are technically retail receipts, but they do work. So if you're trying to get on Gator right now, definitely some of the best websites are like Target and Walmart and VitaCost for getting ungated. So try those three. It's still the same thing as it used to be. You're not going to get ungated the first time you submit your invoice. It's going to get denied 5, 6, 7, 8 times and then get accepted. For example, when I was getting ungated Nike back in the day, I submitted the same invoice 8 times, and on the 9th time, I got ungated. So what this means is really, it's basically the same ungating process. You just have to keep submitting the invoice, and eventually you will get ungated. And now this is a little bit newer one. I mean, it's been around, but now some brands that a lot of people have been selling are getting hard gated, such as brands like Nike and Lego. These are some brands that everyone used to sell, and now Amazon is rolling out this thing that's called hard gating, basically, which basically you click a request to approve on a brand and it doesn't let you request to even submit an invoice. It just says you cannot apply. We are not accepting new sellers on these items at this time. So brands like Nike, Lego, and a few others you can't sell on Amazon. As of right now, this might change in the future, but this is basically these brands reaching out to Amazon and making sure that everyone on their platform is selling legitimate items. Again, this isn't like a problem because there's literally thousands of brands that you can sell on Amazon. And if anything, this is a good thing because I know a ton of sellers that only sold Nike or only sold Legos, and that was the only thing they sold on Amazon. And once they couldn't sell that anymore, they quit selling on Amazon. So it definitely removed a lot of competition from the ecosystem, just from people that were lazy. But how you could test to see if you could get ungated on a product, type in the ASIN. And if it says you're not eligible to sell this product and there's no request approval button, it's hard gated. So that's good to know. And this is probably the number one section that you're going to want to watch if you're having trouble with sourcing, because I would say 100% of my students that have trouble with sourcing, they come to me and they're not doing these 3 things. And these are probably the 3 best things you could do to just increase your margins when selling on Amazon. So first one is sourcing on holiday and seasonal sales. So some of the best times to source are like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Labor Day, back to school, 4th of July, Father's Day, Mother's Day. Basically once or twice a month, there's some type of holiday sale. So if you time your buys on those holiday sales, you could generally get crazy better ROI. So definitely keep that in mind when you're sourcing. look out for holidays and try and source around holidays. A good tip, like set your calendars a week or two before any major holidays so you can see if the website adds any like new products. Really, really good tip. Number 2 is definitely discounted gift cards. Not enough people do this. Good websites are like Raise, Card Cash, Card Bear. They basically sell discounted gift cards so you can increase your margin just a little bit more. Totally worth it. And number 3 is definitely cashback websites. Not enough people use cashback websites like Rakuten, Top Cash. Since I've been selling on Amazon, just from Rakuten and Top Cashback, I've made around like $15,000 to $16,000 in cashback that I wouldn't have made if I didn't use those extensions. It's literally free money. And basically, I want to end this video with like probably like the top 3 things that are like either slowing you down or just like not letting you scale as fast with Amazon. So first, it's definitely ungating. Get past ungate, like don't get too caught up on ungating. Just go to the auto ungate list at the bottom of this description and just use that and start with that and start with like reverse sourcing like sellers that have similar stores. Like don't try to reverse source a store with only Nike leads. You're just going to be wasting your time. There's plenty of brands that are auto engate that are super, super profitable. So like don't give up. Number 2 is like credit. Credit is everything with Amazon. If you want to get your store to doing 50, 100, 200K a month, you need credit. So you need to either fix your credit yourself. You need to either hit me up to help fix your credit. And then we need to either go to like someone like Hoodrich or BR, the CEO, and get you funding. Business credit cards is the number 1 way you're going to be able to scale this business. So definitely focus on like trying to get your credit profile in a good spot to get business funding. Like I said, you could literally start this business with $300 to $1,000. You can start with a debit card. I've helped many people start with a debit card, and I honestly sometimes recommend people to start with like using their own money, not a credit card, so they don't over leverage. But either way, they're both a good move. And number 3 is definitely like not getting a mentor early enough. Like I see so many people that try and do Amazon for 6 months, a year, and they have no success, or they say Amazon doesn't work, or like whatever it is. And then I see people get a mentor, and then 2 months in, they're literally making 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8K a month profit. So definitely, I mean, this was the case for me with selling on Amazon and many other businesses that I've started and still do. Once I got a good mentor that actually knew what they were talking about, it changed everything for me. And I'm not saying buy my mentorship. I'm just saying if you invest in yourself, the money comes back tenfold. And to pivot off that, now I am shilling my mentorship. If you're someone that's like seriously interested in learning how to sell on Amazon and either adding extra income to your 9 to 5 or trying to replace your 9 to 5 with Amazon, if you're tired of guessing about everything, watching like random YouTube videos that say different things, actually want to learn how to sell on Amazon, I've helped over 100 people learn how to sell on Amazon, with many hitting over 10K month profit months in under 90 days. It's not a course. It's a real mentorship. It's one-on-one with me. Give you all my step-by-step strategies and direct access to me one-on-one with my phone number and direct access to a private Discord with me. If you're interested in that, there's also a link below. Book a call with me to see if you're a good fit. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments as well. But I hope you guys got some value out of this video. And until next time, peace.